Hopes for a Brexit deal seem to be fading as the latest round of talks is set to end today without an agreement. Bloomberg sources tell us the British negotiators sought to break the deadlock. They submitted a draft free trade agreement based on what they saw as common ground with the EU, but so far that hasn't led to a breakthrough. We're joined now by Liz Martins, senior UK economist at HSBC. Liz, this clearly very important for the UK economy, or it's been something that's been in the works for a long time. It's really being overshadowed, though, I guess, in terms of the figures and the statistics by what's going on with the pandemic. What is your focus on the timeline around Brexit and the negotiations? Are you still assuming that some kind of trade deal is done by the end of this year?
We are, yes. I think it is overwhelmingly within the interests of both sides to do a deal that, at the very least, gives us tariff-free and quota-free trade with the EU at the end of the year. If you don't have that, then you're going to have a really disruptive event that is going to affect both sides at an already very difficult time. So it is in everybody's interest to get a deal done. And we're back to, what we went through between 2016 and 2019, aren't we? Last-minute talks, stories of no breakthrough here and there. But eventually, we do think that it does. A deal does get done. But it's not so much a question anymore of deal or no deal as how much disruption the deal that is agreed brings, because, if it is what I described, something that just covers tariffs and quotas, but doesn't have any degree of regulatory alignment, doesn't have anything for services, then that can still be quite a disruptive event at the end of the year. And that is what we're assuming. And I think, previously when we covered Brexit, would we have ever said, well, we're forecasting 6% growth in the year that we have this big disruptive Brexit at the end of it. But the reality is that coming on the back of all the COVID numbers, you are going to get some growth next year. The issue is how much disruption does it bring? How and how does it affect the recovery? Is the recovery going to be slower than it otherwise would have been? And crucially, how does that affect employment in the UK?
Yeah, exactly. I mean, you have a forecast now for a drop of a little over 10% in UK GDP this year. As you say, a 6% recovery next year. How does that compare to European countries that don't have to make a Brexit deal with the EU?
Yeah, I think it's a little bit difficult because of the base effects in the numbers. But I do think that, yes, where we have UK GDP at the end of 2021 relative to where it was before the COVID crisis, it is lower, and that is particularly because of lower investment. Now, we will have some government investment in the UK over the next couple of years, but business investment I'm expecting to be, hit hard by this Brexit deal and the general effects of the current economic climate. So, yeah, I think the UK does underperform on that score because of this disruptive trade event.